What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So the Jade Shadows update just launched on all platforms. We got a patch note overview video today. There's a ton of stuff to go over, so inevitably we're not going to cover every little thing, but I will be linking in the description if you do want to check it out yourself. But we got a ton to go over, guys. Jade update just came out, so we got the new event, the new frame, and the like. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the Jade collection right now. Before we go over any of the stuff, though, potential spoilers for the new quest. But if you want to watch me play the new quest, I will be going through this new quest on stream tonight. Okay, so we got the Jade collection here. There's also a Jade Chorus pack. You can buy that for 20 bucks. Or you can get the Jade's Ensemble, which only is going to be the weapons. Now, they did buff the drop rate of the Stalker's weapons, so it's kind of be a similar bundle like the Stalker bundle, pretty much. Here's Jade right here. We've got the passive giving a vulnerability, enemy vulnerability of 50% damage vulnerability. Wow, so this is gonna be a really powerful frame right here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and buy this, so we can see how these abilities are gonna scale. After we just slap a mod or two on here, we'll go over these patch notes. But yeah, the new Jade Warframe is released, and yeah, apparently the new updates the new quest is like 25 minutes long. So don't expect a super extensive quest experience. Okay, so we've got our abilities right here. Let's just go ahead and see what scales of strength on Jade. This is not a Jade build video, so let's just see if the third ability scales with strength. Look at those double aura mods. Okay, so I mean, it's not saying anything scales of strength on your... That's not even a strength mod. Okay, I just woke up. Okay, so the damage percentage is going to scale with strength, and the defense reduction... I'm looking at the third ability. Okay, so the second ability is the one I care about here. Okay, so the strength does scale with power and strength. You're looking at... Okay, this frame is ridiculous for sure. I can already tell right now. You get a shield recharge delay reduction and a shield per second regen that scales with strength. So I'm already looking at a frame that's ridiculously strong. Okay, so let's just go ahead and look at these patch notes. We can look at the rest of this stuff here later, too. And there'll be videos every day on this channel, so you're in the right place for Warframe content. Alright, so let's start with these 50 pages of patch notes. Now, as far as... There's a table of contents here. I'm going to try to go over everything quickly. So just a reminder that there are going to be spoilers, guys. Just a heads up, okay? So you got new quest, commitment, and duration, about 30-minute quest. Not going to be too bad as far as time-wise. For Jade's abilities, Jade's first ability, we just looked at them, like Healing Grenade. Second ability is a bunch of buffs, like a Power Strength buff, Damage buff, and a Shield Regen buff. Third ability is going to be her Helminth. It's a Armor Strip. Fourth ability is an Exalted. Actually, you know what? Now that we're here, we can know what type of ability is her fourth ability. Does it even say? Detonate Judgments, causing exploding. I don't see where you can mod it. Maybe you need to be level 30 with her to see it. But I'm not seeing where you mod her Exalted here. So, might have to level her up a little bit before I see that. But I want to see if it was a primary or secondary. Jade's Prex card is hidden. It's in a special location in the Ascension game mode. Okay. We got Jade's weapons here. So the Jade Bow Eversong. Damage dealt by Eversong applies 7 stacks of puncture. Which reduces the target output by 100% and increases their critical damage, the critical chance of damage taken by 35. Kills with the Eversong activate Eversong Devotion, which give you 35% multi-shot. So this is that there's some fun stuff going on here for sure. Okay, and how do you get the Eversong? Acquire the Eversong blueprint from the Ascension game mode, or obtain the blueprint in exchange for the Vestal motes from Ordis in the Lorunda Relay on Mercury. It can also be purchased fully built from Platinum in the market. We just showed that. The secondary weapon for Jade, the Cantare, is going to have a 300% critical chance when you reload the daggers for the storing weapon. They will fly back to you. A buff that increases reload speed for 20% on your allies if you get strike enemies with the returning blades. So red crits on reload returning is kind of cool. Same place to get that one from the new game mode. We did find out the new mini-boss will be a sister of Parvos, so that's interesting. And the Scythe Harmony, it will execute enemies that are in mercy kill range with a heavy attack. So interesting for sure, and it will also give a buff of status duration to your allies. And if you are using these weapons with Jade, their buff effects are doubled, so use Jade's weapons with Jade if you want to buff your teammates. New game mode Ascension, so basically elevator mobile defense mixed with hijack. Get ready to grind this a lot because yeah, that's the event, Belly of the Beast. So first step, moat collection. Second step, Ascension. You like ride the elevator to the top. Bonus objective. So here's the thing that we were wondering about, and this is actually going to clarify. It will be less than 126 runs, thankfully. And yes, there will be a Steel Path version of the event too. Let's just go ahead and read the bonus objective. Along with ionic capsules in the Ascension game mode, players may come across a sister beacon hidden throughout the map. Identified by the soft pinging noise they emanate upon approach. Collect 3 of these to summon a sister of Parvos, who will spawn once you reach the top of the elevator shaft. Defeating the sister will reward 5 to 7 vestige motes and a chance at the new arcane, listed below. 8 to 10 motes and a guaranteed arcane on the Steel Path. So farthest on the Steel Path, basically. Sister of Parvos will also drop Steel Essence and Steel Path Ascension missions. Okay, so it's going to be a good farm, hopefully. We'll be getting the event resource for like Energizes, we'll be getting the new arcanes, and we'll be getting Steel Essence as well. And it will be a Sister of Parvos boss fight. At the final part of this mission, Extraction, you just take the core to the Extraction and the mission's over. You can get Jade's components and blueprint, endo, relics, and the new weapons here too. The official drop tables has been updated as well. New arcanes, so we did go over these in the video previously. They did change the overguard one. It doesn't seem like nerfed, but you get one point of overguard for every 100 damage you deal to an enemy's overguard. You also deal 8 times damage to overguard. So it sounds like not a lot now. Like it was 1% of your damage dealt before. But, you know, this is still going to be pretty good. I mean, we're getting overguard all the time, apparently. So we'll have to try it out. So if you're doing, like, 1 million damage, it should be not giving you really, like... You'll be getting a lot. Also, they don't say anything about a cap on here. So we'll have to see once it actually... we grind this out. So, interesting for sure. New semi-auto fire mods. So there is there's the full auto setting. And identify which weapons are eligible via the arsenal if their trigger type is semi. We got some new mods here. Semi-rifle cannonade, so 240% increased damage on rifle and also plus punch through as well. But remember, these mods are going to make it where the fire speed is unable to be modified if you equip these mods. So be aware of that. The Juno Sapper MOA in Ascension will let you drop these mods. It's also the same one for pistols. Semi-pistol cannonade, 300% increased damage and increased punch through. And then shotgun also getting punch through and damage. But remember, you can't increase the fire rate if you use these mods. Additionally, there's some other new mods too. These will drop from other Juno enemies in the Ascension mode. We have status damage mods, so status damage and punch through for rifles, status damage and heavy attack wind-up speed for melees, status damage and reload speed for pistols, and status damage and magazine capacity for shotguns. We'll have to see about that. That sounds kind of good with like a DOT build. New Eximus unit, the Jade Light Eximus. Now what do these things do? You will find them in all missions where Eximus spawn. Okay, these 2 new foes will target up to 2 players and summon a beam of Jade Light that follows them and increases damage the longer that you are in contact with it. Players can either avoid the Jade Eximus until it dissipates for about 8 seconds, or attempt to destroy the beam by shooting at the top of it, or kill the Eximus unit itself, of course. Once a Jade Light is summoned, the Eximus ability will go on a short cooldown before another can be cast. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about it being immune to silence. So you could shoot the top of the Jade beam, or just avoid it, and it's about an 8-second long beam, and it goes on cooldown after it casts it. So not that bad of an Eximus, it sounds like. We'll see. It might do a lot of damage, though. Belly of the Beast event. Okay, so we have talked about this. There is going to be a Steel Path one, so that's great. Parvos Graham is attempting to harvest volatile motes to make his own Jade Eximus army, and only you and Ordis can stand in his way. With Ordis' help, you can commandeer the mote collector and put an end to Parvos' plans. Venture the secret location, Brutus on Uranus, to preserve Jade's legacy. Fight against the Corpus to earn new and returning rewards from previous operations. So, yeah, do they say how long this is going to go for? Operation alerts, rewards. Do they? I don't see the dates on here. Let's go ahead and look in game. No, it doesn't even say. So it does tell you how much of the rewards you get, though. Yeah, I want to see how long this event. Oh, Jade has a custom dodge animation. Good to know. Oh yeah, you can change your arsenal stuff in this screen now. Okay, so alert. This is all looking very different right now. Okay, event right here. That UI is kind of hard to see. Okay, wow, this goes for an entire month. Dude, the Belly of the Beast goes for 29 days, 23 hours. Okay, so you got plenty of time to do that. Especially because now that we have the actual information, you're getting between 8 to 10 per run on the Steel Path version, so that's great. Let's just keep going through these patch notes. So yeah, you got an entire month to grind this out, and that's really to get things like Energize, the new ephemera, stuff like that. So, visiting orders in the London Relay not only allows you to earn operation rewards, but also allows you to call on an old foe to assist in your efforts. If you speak to Ordis, select a shared purpose option to allow you to join another squad mission as a stalker. Doing so will reward you with the usual mission rewards, but at risk of losing them should you be downed. Okay, so you got a little goofy little thing right here where you can join people's missions as the stalker after you beat the quest to talk to Ordis. Interesting. As far as operation rewards, you know, you're going to have some exclusive stuff here, but it's mainly going to be the arcanes to farm. If you're not in if you're not in a clan, you cannot get Arcane Energize, Grace, or Barrier. Okay, so as far as the clan trophy, let's see how many items you need for a clan trophy. So these are the amount of volatile motes needed for each trophy. So I'm in a storm clan or a mountain clan, I think, right now. So for a gold trophy, we need 600 motes in a month. And let's see what we have right here. All arcanes purchased from the clan volatile motes and clan contributions will be limited to 42. So 2 max of each arcane. Just remember that, guys. But looks like there is no actual like limit how many you can turn in right here, so I'll have to take a look at that tomorrow. I have a event overview video tomorrow probably, but for right now these look like pretty normal amounts of farming. New Warframe aug mods, we've gone over these. Looks like none of them really got changed. Oh wait, look at this. So can now be recast. Oh, okay. So could not be recast, at least one enemy is affected by it. This is a long feedback point from players. You can now recast So on Sevagoth. Wow, nice. That is really good. It does not even require the augment, apparently. Okay. We got some new Tenogen skins here for Lavos and Equinox. Actually, it's a helmet for Lavos. New in-game market stuff. So, like, if these are things you want to know more about, I will link it in the description. But I mean, you know, do we really need to reading about the Eversong Bow Primer? We already read about that. Like, they're just putting on here again. It's part of the market bundle. So, Jade Chorus bundle. Okay, the Real World Currency Pack and the Real World Currency Sister Pack, the Jade Collection is now available with a view from the collector's preview screen. Okay, so yeah, these are just a bunch of bundles here. Got the new Ureli skin with the Compressa skin as well. Some Ureli fixes too. Okay, here is the health and armor changes. These are important changes right here. So, to help players revisit their old builds for these changes, everyone gets 3 Forma by the end of the day. Cool. Okay, so new health types. You've got a lot here. Grenier Clone Flesh, Ferret Arm. Okay, that's the old version right now. The old version, I think. Now we have the new version that's a lot less spread out. Okay, so as far as the suggested damage, let's see what we got here. Some factions have different... Okay, they show the exact things they're weak to now, right? Okay, yeah, they do. Okay, so for Grenier, they are vulnerable to impact and corrosive now. This is very important stuff right here, guys, okay? These are the things going forward you will be wanting to mod for on these specific factions, okay? So for Grenier, it says impact and corrosive. Interesting. Impact and corrosive for Grenier. I'm guessing that the impact part is when they have no armor, and corrosive is when they have armor. For Corpus, they're vulnerable to puncture and magnetic. Okay. For Infested, they're vulnerable to slash and heat. And as far as for other factions, like quest factions, other factions, the Orican enemies are vulnerable to puncture and viral, and they're resistant to radiation. For Sentients, they're vulnerable to cold and radiation, resistant to corrosive. That's different. That's a change. I think they used to be weak to corrosive before, some of them at least. Narmer, vulnerable to slash and toxin, resistant to magnetic. Zeramon enemies, vulnerable to void damage. The Murmur, vulnerable to electric and radiation, just like before, and resistant to viral. Okay. And now for sub-faction enemies, the Kuva Grenadier are vulnerable to impact and corrosive, but now the Kuva Grenadier are resistant to heat. That's new. So heat damage on Kuva Grenadier is now worse than it was before. And for Corpus Amalgam, vulnerable to electric and magnetic, and also resistant to blast now. And for Deimos Infested, vulnerable to blast and gas, and resistant to viral. So that is going to be interesting. Since impact status effects enables mercy options, we found it wasn't all too effective against Corpus due to their lower health counts compared to their shields. While mercy killing a Grenadier is more accessible due to their innate tankiness, the Corpus can deliver incredibly high amounts of damage, allowing the puncture to naturally play effectively into limiting their damage. So it looks like they changed it. They were going to make it where, like, Corpus were weak to impact, now they're weak to puncture instead. So, swap-a-roo there. Okay. Now, now, this only applies to enemy armor. Enemy armor is now capped at 2,700. And do they say, where are the health, do they have the health increase amounts here? Alter the formula for damage reduction to increase effectiveness of partial armor stripping. Okay. I'm not seeing the exact number of how much they increase enemy health, to be honest. So maybe we'll have to go find that ourselves. Armor has a minimum of 200 armor cap. Okay, got it. Shield adjustments for enemy shields. Shields now scale more quickly, starting at level 80. So shields will be more of a thing for sure. Okay, here we go. EHP adjustments. Do they have the exact numbers? They do not have the exact numbers on here still. So we're going to go test this ourselves in game. So EHP numbers have changed, but we don't know the exact increase that they put on the actual health. Blast proc changes are in the game. We'll be testing these out in the quest on stream. Cold buffs have gone through. You can now freeze enemies solid with cold procs. Gas procs got a visual change, so that's great. Magnetic procs got buffed a lot. Magnetic now does more damage to Overguard and does more damage to Nullifier Bubbles, so that's really good. Warframe changes. Frost got a mini rework. He's got a new passive that gives him more armor, depending on how many cold procs are on enemies. He's got some big quality of life changes on his Snow Globe and honestly, all his abilities. Frost got a nice buff here, and any Frost ability you used before is just better now. You can actually shoot through the bubble, too, so it's great. Really good stuff there. Ember got a bit of a change as well. She's got some quality of life changes. Biggest thing here is that the Healing Flame Augment mod is going to be giving you Overguard now on Ember, but it will only be for Ember herself. So you might want to get that Healing Flame Overguard Augment for Ember if you don't have it already, because that was a big buff. The rest of the stuff is mostly energy economy stuff for Ember. Okay. Gauss Thermal Sunder changes. Now Gauss will do cold procs, easier now. Baruch Reactive Storm is going to now change the proper DR changes and all that stuff. Codex changes, nothing really matters there. Okay. Xmas have had their health and shield multipliers increase. Oh! So Xmas look like they became a lot tankier with these armor. Well, at least like their health and armor, because the amount of Overguard they have scales how much health they have too, or their level for that matter. So this might increase how much Overguard they have overall. Interesting. There's going to be a lot of stuff to test for sure. We got some Mutaviri decrees. Okay. There is now Undercroft Alchemy, if for better or for worse. You now get Pathos Clamps from doing the portals. How many do you get? Oh, so on the Steel Path you get 3 Pathos Clamps per portal. That's a big buff. Wow. That's pretty good. Only 1 Pathos Clamp for a normal path portal. But yeah, Steel Path portals give you 3 Pathos Clamps each. So you can do the Aura Worm and then do all these afterwards. You get 20 plus Pathos Clamps and some Arcanes for your farming. That's really good. They're making Void Rigs easier to farm and Debt Bond stuff getting easier to farm again. So that's great. Some early game quest like UI stuff to make it less confusing, hopefully. You can now change your frame in the loadout screen in the navigation, so that's really good. It's a big quality of life change. And yeah, you just got some other stuff too. So you got some featured fashion frame. Hopefully they feature my Garuda or something on there eventually. Duplicating configs is now easier. And you got a bunch of UI changes here. Now we got a bunch of fixes, it looks like, here too. Fixed precision intensified, not displaying ability strength stat, and things like that. So that's great. HUD changes. So a lot of this stuff down here will be a lot less of like the flashy changes. It's like, okay, these are things that will affect you, but they're just mostly UI changes for a lot of this stuff. enemy size scaling, like what the enemy looks like when you're ADSing in mission. Like that stuff's important, but it's also not like something I want to read out constantly. So here's a big thing though. We got new simulacrum rooms. There's gonna be, was it like six or seven new simulacrum rooms. So you got an Auric and Derelict one, a Zanuka one, acquired from Arbiter's Texas. So these come from the normal syndicates, so like New Loca and all that, and also one from Archides Wares for the Aura Worm Arena Simulacrum. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that one. They are also tradable and sellable, so I will be buying these. Make sure you're selling these. That will be a good thing to sell for people that want to buy those. Okay, and the Cavia Arcane. So there's now the Cavia Arcanes. You can get melee duplicate, crescendo, and all that stuff for Boss 4 now. Those Arcanes are a lot easier to get, but yeah, the price is definitely going to be like 0 now on duplicate and crescendo, because you get them like nearly guaranteed from Netracells and Elite Deep Archimedium. But yeah, so let's moving on to some more changes here. We got some new Drifter, actually a Drifter Cosmetic Bundle it looks like. Line of sight improvements on some abilities, that's good. Wukong's Primal Fury, I'm worried about that one a little bit. Okay, Archimedia changes and fix. Oh wait, so they put line of sight. Is this what I'm thinking about? The Celestial Stomp? They put line of sight on that? I'll have to look at that later. Deep Archimedia changes and fixes. How much rep do you get? Okay, you get 5,000 rep for beating a Netracell. Sweet. And the Deep Archimedium will give you 15k standing. Nice. Okay, that's great. Abbreviated abilities have been nerfed to be not as bad. The Wolf of Center 6. Wow, the Wolf of Center 6 now has a 100% guaranteed weapon drop part per kill. Wow, so the Wolf is a guaranteed drop now. Great. And now the Stalker has the Dread Blueprint drop rate reduced, and the Despair and the Hate are easier to get now, as well as the Broken War as well, and the Normal War. Nice. So easier to get those items from those assassins. And yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, as you can see right here. Trading Legendary Arcanes will now. Oh, so if you want to trade a Legendary Arcane, you must be MR11 now. Wow. Okay, there's a lot of stuff on here for sure. For sure. Following mods no longer are eligible to be traded. Okay, so it's from like some random like Daviri Paradox quest rewards. Yeah, so top fixes here. You got a ton of fixes down here. There is the full auto setting for guns now, so you can just go ahead and change that in game. Looks like you got a ton of fixes, so a ton more to go over if you want to look at every little thing. But yeah, guys, big stuff was the things I want to go over there. We got the new Jade WARFRAME coming from this new event. Let's see if we can search this right now. Shoot. Where is that setting? Fire manual trigger weapons continuously. So you just change this, and that should just be semi-auto, full-auto weapons now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, that's basically gonna be it for the video. I will be live on stream right after this goes up, so come on, stop by. We'll do a playthrough of the new quest. Oh, look, we got some new UI stuff over here too. We'll do a playthrough of the new quest, and we will also be doing. Ooh, it's a simulacrum right there. Nice, 100k rep. And we'll be doing a ton of testing for the new changes. We'll be testing out the blast proc changes, we'll be testing out the magnetic changes, and everything else in between. So I'll see you guys in the stream tonight, and I'll see you on a video tomorrow as well. So you guys take it easy. Peace.